of Long Beach, California. For Bud Horn, finishing fifth, $1,600. And now bowling first is Bobby Knipple, 24 years old, married, 5'7", 135 pounds. Right on the head pin, leaving this 610. He almost won his first tournament this year in San Jose, where he finished second to Jim St. John, who finished sixth in the Miller Open. There you see Knipple now, 610. A spare for Knipple, his first action here this afternoon live. And Bill Tucker, who won 192 to 178 over Bud Horn, shoots now on lane 62. Strike. Bill Tucker.
Shows a little confidence now there. I noticed the fill ball in the first game. He experimented a little bit with it, and maybe he learned something, went to school off that shot.
Now he'll try to double on lane 61, second frame. Left to 610. And in the first game, he did that 2 or 3 times. By now, he should have a lot of practice in covering those 2 pins as you look at them.
The danger here, Chris, is the ball hooking again and picking off the 6, leaving the 10.
Well, he made sure of it this time. Plenty of wood, both pins. Now we have Bobby Knipple. Three-year member of the PBA. First year he's made an extended tour. Powerful. Bobby Knipple with his first strike. He was working on a spare, shooting in the second.
He concentrated very well on the bench, Chris, between the first and second frames. First frame, he laid the ball very short. That time he had a long reach, good follow-through.
The winner of this match will meet 17-time winner Dick Weber. And it's a double for Bob Knipple. ABC stop action.
There you see, Chris. Now, as he sets himself, the weight of that ball in the swing, he's crouched into the leverage position, and there you see the release. Arm swing.
Bill Tucker. High, and the 6-pin remains. Bill Tucker trailing by 11 pins here in the second match in the Miller Open. So it's a spare in the third frame for Bill Tucker. Mrs. Tucker watching.
I wished we weren't going east this week, Chris. I'd love to go down there with you. I had about 12, 13 wonderful years in St. Louis.
High again. And it's the 4, the 6, and the 10.
Chris, on this shot, since the angle of the 4 and the 6 is straight across, he will try and go for the 6-10, use a little more speed, and hope that the 6 will kick out. There you see.
So for Bill Tucker in his match against Bob Knipple, it is an open frame in the fourth. More open live. Bob Knipple now going for 3 in a row. Out turkey for Bob Knipple of Long Beach, California.
Chris, there's that great follow-through in the business ball, as we call it. He's one of the best track players on the tour today. Very little hook, all forward roll. He called his backer last night. Little body English. Very pleased.
and without Beatle music or...
Another good. In fact, too good, Chris.
A 4-pin for Bob Knipple. He opened with a spare, bowled 3 strikes, and now, to get a spare, must knock down the 4-pin on lane 61. Off on the right, you hear the thunder of pins, and it's Dick Weber and Dave Davis warming up for their battles. Actually, Weber can only be involved with battles, plural. He finished second. He will meet the winner of this match, and the winner of the Weber match will then meet the tournament leader, who only has to bowl 1 game to win it all, Dave Davis. Tucker trying to recover following an open frame. The 5-pin, lane 62. Next Saturday afternoon, the $50,000 Ebonite PBA Open from the Edison Lanes in New Jersey. And the Buffalo Open, the Tampa Bay Sertoma Open, the Mobile Sertoma Open, and then the Firestone Tournament of Champions. A spare for Bill Tucker in the 5th of the second match. Bud Horn was downed 192 to 178 in the first match against this fellow. Horn, as a result, finishes 5th in the Miller Open and earns $1,600. The loser of this match will earn $2,000. The winner, of course, will go against Dick Weber. Well, there we have the 4-7-10 here on lane 61. Billy?
Chris, the opposite side of the lane as the 6-7-10, we have the 4 now has to slide into the 10. He'll try and make the ball come to the left of the 4, slide it into the 10, and the ball go and get the 7.
Let's watch it live. Bill Tucker has his second open in the 3 last frames. Bob Knipple shooting in the 6th, working on a spare.
Chris, he's down by 48 pins. Bobby's got a pretty comfortable lead here.
Bobby Knipple gets his 4th strike in 6 frames. Knipple, who finished second in San Jose this year. Thus far, on the tour, Bobby has won $2,900 this year.
Sort of the Cinderella young player, Chris. The boys love him. He's just colorful. In that locker room, he's got us all laughing.
Double, Bob Knipple. Now Bill Tucker, who must really string them. Trailing by 58 pins in this second match live. Well, there's one. That strike coming in the 7th frame. It's only his second of the second match. He won his first over Bud Horn, 192 to 178.
Bill's best possible score, if he can strike out all the way, would be 211. Right now, Bobby Knipple's rolling along at 229, so Bill's really got to hope for the best, and he got the worst.
Got the worst of 4-6. That's an awful-looking pair of pins. 4-6.
A lot of miles in between those 2 pins.
So it is the 3rd open in the last 5 frames for unfortunate Bill Tucker. As you can see, Bob Knipple of Long Beach, California, has an extremely comfortable lead over Bill Tucker, a 72-pin lead. Let's watch this 24-year-older now. Full approach. Left the 3-pin. Many of the youngsters here are pulling for Bob Knipple. And there are many reasons for it. He's very popular. He has youth on his side.
He called his backer last night, Chris, Fred Giovanetti in Bakersfield, and hoped that he could fly in today, but he couldn't. But he told me Fred is watching that television set and really going to be pulling for him.
In other words, many of the professionals on the tour, Billy, do have backers.
Yes, they do, Chris. Young player, you know, just coming out of school like this, maybe has only had a part-time job or something, doesn't have enough of a nest egg to get out on the tour, and they need a sponsor or a backer.
Billy, I was wondering why you didn't send me my 60% since I'm your backer.
Chris, I'm just waiting in the wings. If I had your money, I could throw all of mine away.
Oh, yes. Bob Knipple. Boy, he put a little speed on that ball.
And he'd really like to win today because he's not yet eligible for Firestone.
Now Bill Tucker of Los Angeles. And he gets his third strike in 9 frames here in the second match live from Wauwatosa. Is he and expert Joe Brooks fish for marlin off the coast of Mexico? American Sportsman in color tomorrow afternoon following the NBA Game of the Week. St. Louis hosting Boston. I'd like to know when Bing Crosby finds time to go fishing and hunting.
He's a man of many talents.
Mucho dinero, is that what they say?
Well, he's got that too.
Dick Weber is the man that will bowl the winner of this match, and there he is. Waiting. And a disappointing, faint smile on the face of likable Bill Tucker, the veteran from Los Angeles, is Bob Knipple, has his right heel actually off the approach as he goes to the line. High, the 610.
Young player, just been out on the tour less than a year, Chris. Really showed the boys a lot of class. Very cool for 24. And he'd like to win very badly to get a taste of that Firestone Tournament of Champions.
Bob Knipple, he is bowling Bill Tucker, who finished with a 157.
You know, the most nervous thing for Bob Knipple on the show today is worrying about what he might say when you interview him. You know, when you interviewed him at San Jose, he wasn't given to a great dialogue, and he's been rehearsing his lines.
And there's the handshake. Bobby Knipple rolling a 225 to Tucker's 157 advance.